Welcome to SNL Analysis, episode 18, season 47, host Lizzo. And so let's get started. The cold open, I thought it was pretty funny. Mikey Day with his evolution of his imitation of Elon Musk was really good. Kyle Mooney was very funny with the Switch impressions was very good. Bowen was amazing. Bowens was very good leading the whole thing. I thought to myself, why isn't Punky playing Kamala? That's one thought that I really had. I love Punky, and why wasn't Punky in this? Was it Punky in this? I'm not quite sure. Joe Biden trying to find eggs. All these things could have been done instead of that thing. And the reason why it's traumatic to see that person, is because it's an approval for low behavior. We're constantly giving attention to a thing that has literally eroded the humanity of society, and you're seeing it in the statistics of how we're behaving with one another. So I gave them a 6. I expected more out of SNL. It was very funny. Even the impression was very funny, but overall, as a global impact and historical element for the future, I gave them a 6. Then we've got Lizzo. Her monologue was a 10. I loved it. I thought it was really good. Quick on go callbacks, jokes. She rehearsed this. It was just very on beat, on point. That's a monologue. I thought to myself, she could really hold a movie if she's able to captivate audiences so quickly and with that monologue. Very great start. Then we've got Keenan, the guest it was a little slow to pick up, but once it picked up, it went everywhere, and I loved it. It was amazing. It was hilarious. I gave it a 10. It was iconic. Oftentimes, you want to find things that will last throughout generations, and it was very iconic. Lizzo was holding the whole thing down. It was just, wow, that's a star. Then the TikTok, it was, to me, it wasn't that funny, but I watched it with my bestie, and my bestie thought it was pretty funny. So I initially gave them a 5, but I raised it to a 6 because I'm not necessarily a TikTok person, so I'm assuming that it would relate to a lot of people. So for the audience perception, I gave it a 6. The Black Eyed Peas, I think that the funniest part was the people in the place. I think that was the funniest pinnacle of the whole situation. The rest of it was just okay. It was not that funny. So overall, I gave them a 7. Then we've got the date. I thought the date was really funny. I thought that, I'm not going to give too much away, but really the date was so hilarious. It was adorable. It was double jokes on top of it with Mikey Day. And it was just really, really, really funny. I gave them a 9, and the only reason why I gave them a 9 is because the other players were not completely vetted into the whole thing. I love seeing Ego doing some physical comedy, and that was one of my really big things that I love seeing Ego just branch out into other elements, and seeing Ego with the prosthetics and everything was just beautiful. It's just beautiful for her, for everyone. It was just a wonderful moment. But I think that if you're going to play that character, with the hunch over, she's going to go ahead. She's already there. Sarah's already like the head of the whole thing. You can just accentuate by going like that as well. No one's going to take away from that. So overall, I give them a 7. I think if we're going to throw the bow ties, throw them directly at the camera, or just rehearse that whole thing, because I think the bow ties could have gone a lot more. So overall, just a little, I'm just being nitpicky little things. Then we've got Lizzo and the kids. That's what I call the kids. And I thought it was good. I thought it was the beats. Everything was funny. I think sometimes the kids are very hard to understand or find funny for me. But I gave them a 9. I thought it was really good. I thought it was really funny. Then we've got Weekend Update. And I thought Weekend Update was an 8. There was a lot of really funny jokes. Interestingly enough, I don't know if you watch it in other things, but in the captions it says Johnny Depp instead of Giuliani. So there's a weird caption stuff going on. And the captions think they're also funny. I don't know. They should look into that. Then we've got but Melissa brought it up to a 9 because Melissa did an amazing impression of the driver, and it was just the whole jokes and everything, and the storytelling of that whole thing was just an absolute 10. So overall they were at a 9. Then we've got the orgy or the party. I thought it was really funny. I thought it was really funny. I thought everything was just really going at the top. It was really on point up until the end. I think that an easy thing that could have remedied that, I think that SNL should be doing callbacks and maybe bring in the character from the Six Flag character earlier, just to be like, how old is he really? And maybe put like a picture of the ancient version of, all that kind of stuff. I think that could have been, but bringing in a child. No, 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 no. That was a five. That was everything would have been. I mean, it would have been a 10. It would have been man. I would have been 9. But bringing in a child, I almost want to give it a 4, but I'm going to stick to the 5. That was just no. You don't want to do that. You hear what the people are talking about. You know what people are saying, and you don't. You want to just steer 1,000 miles away from those issues, even if you think they're funny. Even if they think, I just think that it just doesn't. We're not there. We don't need to be there. We don't need to accept those things. We need to just remove. Yeah. I'm speechless. Then we've got the orchestra with the very Sister Act vibe. Oh, yeah, so I gave it a 5. Orchestra with the Sister Act vibes. I liked it. I liked the whole, everybody at the end. And it was got great payoffs. I gave them an 8 because I think it could have been much tighter and just a little bit faster and just a little bit smoother. I think they should have a timer person. Or do they have a timer person? Being like, how quickly can we get this? What lines can be cut in order to get this much tighter? Beanie Babies, I thought it was good. I think that, again, I have a problem with the GD word. Just utilizing, I think that a lot of people don't use the GD, the curse word. So removing that from skits would be really powerful, I hope, or from SNL altogether. And I think we thought that maybe he would go through each of the Beanie Babies. I don't know. There was just a lot in my brain, and it just swerved. I liked it. I thought it was a good payoff. It was just a weird switch. Um, it was a 7 though. It wasn't completely like that funny. Uh, it just, I don't know. It just didn't hit. It went there, but and those bylines at the end. I know who they're from. You can tell I think that Andrew wrote this, and I liked it. I liked the little nuance that they putting, but overall, I just think it wasn't that funny. So, what's the score? The score was a 7.72. Yeah. So it's a C plus, and it's a little sad because Lizzo was amazing. Like Lizzo herself in the whole show, just doing double duty of host and everything, and all of that was amazing. So I really wanted her to get like a B or maybe even an A, but it's a C plus. So, and a lot of it had to do with not her at all, but just the other choices that were made. So, what do you think? What are your thoughts about Saturday Night Live? What is their score? I believe that I'm going to go through Rotten Tomatoes. I may or may not do previous episodes from this season. I'm not quite sure yet. But I know that I do want to give an overall hurrah to what's happening and just an overall review of everything. And just to give some ideas for next season, season 48, that Saturday Night Live may want to look into. So do you love Saturday Night Live? I love Saturday Night Live. I want to wish you all a wonderful eternity.